welcome to TGIF. And the word of the day is judgment.
Ouch. That is a harsh word. Just the sound, judgment. We don't judge people, do we?
I hope not.
How do we feel when we feel others are judging us? That is, just such a human dynamic that is just pretty much evil.
Yeah.
Judging.
Yeah, there's no lighthearted way to say it either. It's flat is what it is. And so when we see that in the Bible, the judgment of God, I think everybody is worried about that, about how God might judge them. And what we fail to believe is that this is a loving, compassionate God that understands our brokenness and is trying to work through our brokenness to make us better. So judgment comes, but each and every day we have the opportunity to work on ourselves a little bit, work on our communities a little bit, and hopefully every day when we put our head on a pillow, we can rest. In Ezekiel's day, there was a lot of kingdoms around Israel, and that's what got them in trouble, because they looked at the other kingdoms and they go, we want to be kind of like them, or I like that about that kingdom. Do we do that today?
Yep.
I like that. I like this. I think this. And so one of the real things that God is doing here is trying to point out to them that you need to focus on me, not them. And so we have these other big countries: Ammon, Moab, Edom, Philistia, Tyre, Sidon, and Egypt. All in this conversation, God is going to judge the mockers. God is going to judge all of these other nations in these chapters 25 through 32. So if you read it, you got a really good sense that how that was playing out. But we're focusing today really on Egypt, because Egypt's going to take the brunt of this. And isn't it interesting? Because when you think about when God's people were in captivity in Egypt, right? And God brought them up out of Egypt. And now here, God is really turning the whole picture of the power of Egypt on its nose, because they have proclaimed something, and now we're going to hear a little bit about that. So we're reading in Ezekiel chapter 29, verses 6 through 9.
All the people of Egypt will know that I am the Lord, for to Israel you were just a staff made of reeds. When Israel leaned on you, you splintered and broke and stabbed her in the armpit. When she put her weight on you, you collapsed and her legs gave way. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says: I will bring an army against you, O Egypt, and destroy both people and animals. The land of Egypt will become a desolate wasteland, and the Egyptians will know that I am the Lord. Because you said, the Nile River is mine, I made it.
A big reminder to them. But I like the wording in so much of this too, because it talks about when Israel leaned on you. So it's like there was a point when they were maybe seeking help, but I feel like it's like when Israel saw something that they wanted of you, what they found is once they leaned on you, that broke. It wasn't God. It wasn't a stability force. It wasn't something that was going to fix their problems. How many times do we lean on things of the world thinking that'll fix? If I just have a little bit more money, then everything will be okay. If I just have this, or if I just have that, then my life will come together. If the kids just won't argue, or if I get along with my spouse, and if all these things, if I have just this little bit more of the world, the stuff, then my life will be okay. When we lean on those things, what happens? It's what you say. It splintered and it broke, and it stabbed him in the armpit. I think it's a good reminder. It's a really good reminder that we have to be careful of what we are seeking in the world that we think will solve all of our problems.
Because we want good out of the world, right? We don't want evil, we want good. And when we go to God, we want good. So we seek the goodness of God. But I think where we sometimes falter is we're waiting for God to do good things for us, and we're not focused on He is good.
I like that.
He is the goodness. So if God is the goodness, no matter your circumstances or what you're asking for that may not come to be, it didn't change God's goodness. But did it change your heart when you didn't get what you wanted? I mean,
Yeah, I think in a piece of this too, with all these other nations, very relational, right? I mean, that's what God is saying. Look at all these relationships you've created and are spending time in, but how much time are you spending with me? So this, although last chapter, the last episode was more about the judgment on Israel, this is about now look at all these other nations. These other nations, judgment is coming on them because they weren't authentic in their relationship. And if they did like you, Israel, they didn't really care about you. And so we have to be careful about toxic relationships in our lives because they can fester and they can really eat away at our love for God, our love for reading our scriptures, because somebody will make a comment, well, why are you wasting your time on that? Or why does that really matter? I mean, even to the point of saying, does prayer really matter? Well, yeah, it matters and it's important. And so I think God is passing a huge judgment on all these other kingdoms. And when we look at the world today, their judgment is coming. I mean, we can't avoid. That's what the scriptures say. Judgment is coming. And so the best thing we can do for ourselves is to begin to work on our relationship with God, making sure things are aligning with God, making our walk with Jesus priority number one. Every day we wake up, how is my walk with Jesus? Do I fail? Yep. Sometimes I fail right out of the box. And I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I focusing so much on the things of this world? Why am I worrying about so many things? And it's like, no, I need to focus on one thing. That's God.
We started this talking about just the word judgment sounds so harsh, but we know judgment is coming when the Lord returns, and we should fear the Lord but not be scared of the Lord, right? We are going to be judged. We are going to have to answer for everything we said and did while we walked on this earth. Every one of us, we're going to be judged, and we're so worried about being judged by others, and are we not worried about, at the end, how we answer to God for what we do? I mean, we have the advocate, Jesus. We know he'll stand in that gap for us. But how is that relationship with Jesus going, right? If you're not even building that, then the advocate's going to come in and say, I didn't know him. And maybe you've even accepted Jesus. What are you doing to work on that relationship? Because it's not just accept Jesus and you're done. It is, that's where the work begins.
In your moments of anger, your moments of jealousy, moments of pride, moments of placing things of the world ahead of your relationship with Jesus. He's your advocate. He's the one that's going to go and step in there and say, no, this one's mine. All is clear. That's what you want to live for. And so I think that's important that you remember that. That's a relationship worth spending time in. Sometimes letting go of the things in this world is so very difficult. But when you let go, that means you let the Holy Spirit in. You allow the Holy Spirit to fill that void and guide your life. And even though it's hard, and very hard, because we want to still hold on to things, I think there's a bigger vision that Ezekiel is showing us here that, hey, all this stuff, all these other nations, they have all this, and this. What about your relationship with God?
I think we try to make room for both.
We do.
The Holy Spirit
justify it, right?
and still have what I want or what I think I need or get a better this or a better that. So there's not room for both.
Yeah. And I don't want to hear judgment. I don't want to hear that judgment. I want to hear Jesus saying, this one is with me.
So our question, does my pride or self-reliance over my life keep me from deeper dependence on God leading my life?
Yeah.
Because we tend to think we can do it all.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we get in God's way, because there's not room for all of it.
No, there's not.
So have fun with that one. And to finish up Ezekiel next week, you'll read chapters 33 through 48. See you next time on TGIF. Bye.
Bye.